Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Fennell, and today I'm going to talk about the fact that I've never taken drugs and I don't drink alcohol. Now, the most important reason for this is because I talk a lot about my spiritual experiences, and it is important for people to know that all of these spiritual experiences are indeed real. They are not a fabrication of the mind in any way. They're not imagination, they're not delusion, they're not anything like that. There are many people that are skeptics. Um, there's a large group of scientists that are skeptics, and then there's a large group of, well, psychologists will always be skeptics of this. And so I do several videos and I write blogs and things on how you know this is all real and it's not made up. And even then, I only give you a small percentage because most of it I can't even tell you. Humanity is not ready to know what I know. So today I want to talk about the fact that I've never taken drugs and I never drink alcohol. Okay? Not once have I ever taken a recreational drug. Never. Not even attempted it. I have never tried marijuana, LSD, or any of those other psychedelic drugs. No recreational drug. Nothing for relaxation, nothing to get you high, nothing to even connect you. And that's also important because there are a lot of spiritualists who totally believe in the spiritual world. Hi, this is my dog. His name is Jack. Um, he's in my arms today, so you'll see his head pop up every once in a while. So there are many people who are spiritualists who have spiritual experiences and want to accentuate them. And one of the ways they do it is through certain drugs. Okay? People have taken those drugs throughout the centuries, as far back as I know, at least about 3000 BC. Right? There's some ancient Greeks who took drugs now and then. Um, then there's the Native American cultures and the Mayans and the Aztecs. Central America, they have a history of taking some of those drugs as well. And certain Native Americans throughout the main North America. And I don't know where else because it's not my area, but I just know from general history. So there are people who do that, and I believe they work to help you connect. But even then, I have never taken one. I've never taken any of those drugs, those mind loosening, whatever you want to call them, connection drugs, right? Whether it be LSD or any one of those other native plants that people take. What does this mean, though? First of all, it means there are spiritualists who have taken these and have been able to connect with the other side. I'm a spiritualist, but have never taken these, yet I can still communicate with the other side. What does that tell you? That tells you that my abilities are strong. Okay? I know my abilities are strong. I know that of all the humans walking the earth today, I know my abilities are really far up there. As a matter of fact, there's some things that I know that only a handful of people throughout all of history know about. Think about that. A handful of people throughout all of history know about, and I'm one of them. So my abilities are strong, my connections are strong. And I've never needed to take a drug to do it. I don't even know what those experiences are like to take drugs. I've never needed one. Never needed one. And it's interesting because sometimes I'll read in history where somebody famous has recorded there that he's taken some of these drugs to help him connect with his spiritual guides. And I've noticed I have been communicating with those same spiritual guides. The same spiritual guides which came to this famous person has also come to me. That's good right there. So that proves to me that this famous person was indeed in contact with the spiritual guide. But he had to take a psychedelic drugs to get there. I've never had to. Never had to. So again, even some of the greatest minds, the greatest prophets and geniuses of times, some of them have engaged in taking those drugs now again to connect. But I have not needed to, ever. Okay? So that proves again my connections are strong. So I've never taken a drug, not ever. So you could, this is important, again, for the skeptics. I might say, oh, well, maybe it's some of these people just took drugs and it's drug induced when they're on LSD. For them, I couldn't tell you. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I've never taken a drug when I've had an experience, so you cannot connect the two. Another skeptic will say, well, people took drugs for so long, it might, mess with their brain permanently. And it might. But guess what? I've never taken drugs. Not marijuana, not hallucinogenics, not any of those things. Okay? So you cannot say that my brain has been damaged or altered by drugs because I've never taken any. Right? I think this is extremely important for the world to know. Extremely important for the world to know. So I want everyone now and everyone through posterity to know this. With all the spiritual experiences I've talked about, never did I take drugs to get there. Never have I taken drugs at all. Drugs have never altered my mind. Drugs have never damaged my mind because I've never taken any of any type. So it's important for you to know that, which should verify for you that my mind is always clear. It always has been clear since the day I was born, and that all my spiritual experiences are indeed absolutely real. Now, my connections have grown over time. There are other factors, which I think is for another video, but you can develop your own spiritual connection senses, as well as getting help from them to advance your abilities. But I had natural abilities to begin with, but were more advanced, and then I got some activated DNA with their help, and I've been practicing. I've had my own techniques that I've learned over the years that work for me, and on and on. But none of them include drugs, ever. None of them. They're all natural, whatever you want to call it. Alcohol. Now I want to get to alcohol. I never drink alcohol. Now I don't want to say that I've never had alcohol, because I have, but so few. In my entire life, I've probably had 3 drinks. That's over my entire life. I started in college when I became of drinking age, and I started having some. Hated the taste. I hate the taste of alcohol. You can sit down now. Thank you. I hate the taste of alcohol. Totally dislike it. And I tried different ones over different times, which amounts to about 3, I think 3, in about a couple-year period. And that was it. Some people have 3 or 4 drinks in a night. Goodness gracious. I couldn't even consume 1 drink in a day. But after my 3rd, whatever it was, after a period of like 2 years and 3 drinks, I hated the taste every time. Couldn't find anything I liked. Like, why do these people like this stuff? Even when I go to bars now, clubs, it's like, oh, smell is awful. Smell of beer is just terrible. How can people even consume this stuff? So, no. I haven't touched anything remotely related to liquor since I was about 23. Okay? So, so again, all of my experiences are completely natural. You can't blame anything on being drug induced or alcohol induced imaginations, hallucinations. And famous thing when people are drunk, oh, he saw pink elephants. It's like, okay, none of that, because I've never drunk anything more than a couple sips. And again, terrible. So, no drugs, no alcohol, no drugs ever, no alcohol. The maximum was 3 total until I was 23 years old and hated the taste, so I'd never gone back, ever, ever. So, my mind has been completely clear. Completely, absolutely clear. You're going to go through, if you're a scholar, you're going to go through my videos, you're going to go through all my books, you're going to look at my spiritual experiences and see what I've done, see what I've experienced and what I've learned. And just know that they're all real. They are all completely real. There's no imagination, no delusion, there's nothing in the mind that could have created an alternate reality. Not in that way. No, not at all. So I think it's extremely, extremely important for everyone to know this, right? So what can you do as a spiritualist? Interesting, there's some people who have taken drugs to do these things, which I'm talking about. I've never really taken drugs and I can do it. Astral travel. I've astral traveled many places around the globe. I've astral traveled to different realms that are out there and then come back again. Seeing and hearing my metaphysical friends. They're out there. They are here. Our eyes just don't usually see them because we respond to different frequencies of electromagnetic energy. But if you used a different type of camera, you should be able to detect it, so to speak. All right, and that's where you use your third eye, because the third eye is easier to detect those frequencies. So that's something you can do naturally, is see them. Hear them. Auditory is very good for me. I hear them all the time. They talk to me just like they're standing there. They're here, they're standing to me, and they give me suggestions and advice and encouragement and whatever else I want. They think I need. So those are all natural abilities and things that we've done. Then, of course, there's just general connection. This is something where all spiritual talk about meditation, opening up your chakras, being one with the universe. These things are real. They're real, okay? So, there are different ways to do it for different people, and then you get involved and you sort of connect it to whatever's around you. And for me, I'm a scientist, and I like to make scientific discoveries, and plus I like getting help from metaphysical smart guys. So I sort of tune into all that a lot of times when I'm working. So you can do that with your own body. But you don't need drugs to do it. Or maybe you can. Maybe some of you need like a few drugs to get started or to know what it's like. And then once you're there, boom. Or maybe sometimes the drug, I think, might open up the mind where if you don't have the natural ability, maybe it opens up for the first 2 times you use it, and then you don't need it anymore. Possibly. I can think it'd be like that. But in general, those are things you can do without any need for artificial stimulants. Okay, this message again is for history, it's for posterity, it's for the future. Never taken any drugs. Don't drink alcohol. All spiritual experiences are real. My mind has always been clear. And maybe because it's been clear, I've been able to, one of the reasons I've been able to receive and communicate more than most, because it's always been clear. Keep that in mind as you're looking through all my spiritual experiences and videos and books and everything else. Have a good day.